And I am live on LinkedIn, it looks like YouTube and Twitch. And I am starting the day with commenting on LinkedIn. And the last two Fridays, except this past Friday, I was just going live. And that was my post for the day, going live and showing the world how I'm commenting. So at Revening, we help businesses keep their social queues full. But one thing we don't do is log in as them and comment as them. And so I like to show people that, like, for me, when I'm making a post, I like to comment on at least 10 posts before I go make that post and 10 comments after. I mean, give or take, obviously, a little bit. But when you comment on someone's post, then your post is going to be more likely to land on their feed. Plus, if you think about it, you want to be making your audience feel seen and feel heard. So we don't always do that by just, shouting out of a megaphone and posting our own stuff. Sometimes we can make people feel seen and heard by going into their posts and their content that they spend a lot of time and effort on and comment on it. So I've just opened up my feed and I am scrolling through here. Let me zoom this in a tad here. And then can I scooch myself over? Here we go. We'll make the screen a little bit bigger so you can see. Here we go. So yeah, right now you can see I've got Elena Sparrow or Elena. I think it's Elena Sparrow. And she's been on the Wednesday show. She's awesome. I love her content. She is another marketing expert out there. Love supporting other marketing experts. But let's just read her post a little bit and get a feel for it. And maybe you're watching this and maybe you're only a lurker on LinkedIn. Maybe you haven't started posting yet. This is a really great place to start. Just look and see what other people are saying. So let's see. She's talking about getting ghosted. If you're getting ghosted, read this. You know the spiral. Was I too expensive? Did I say something weird? Did they go with someone better? Am I just bad at this? I'll tell you what it actually was. You had the call that felt hot. They said, "This sounds great. Let's talk next week." Then they vanished into witness protection. Here's the BS that'll mess with you. That's usually not a lost sale. They didn't buy from someone else, they didn't buy from anyone. The whole thing just quietly died because interest is easy. What's rare is the flip from interest to intent. The moment someone stops considering and starts needing, nothing flipped them, so they drifted, and you got a polite nothing. Positioning is what flips it. Named precisely, you stop being a nice option. When you stop being named precisely, you stop being a nice option. They'll circle. I think that's supposed to be when you stop being a nice option, they'll circle back, which is she's human, she's not AI. They'll circle back to and become the person who solves the expensive problem they can't keep tolerating. One of those gets hooked and booked, the other gets ghosted. P.S. If you've got good calls, a solid offer, and a calendar full of almost, that's the leak. It's exactly what we're fixing Wednesday. We find your real value, name the expensive problem, and you walk out with the words that move people. So it looks like she has an event coming up. She is promoting June 24th, and she's got a link here. So let's go. I'm going to open that link. All right, I'll just open it on this tab, then you guys can see it. So she's got, it's not a LinkedIn Live, unfortunately. Let me see, share this tab. So I got a website, the Irreplaceable Value Workshop. Stop proving your value, start uncovering what makes it irreplaceable. So let's just go back to her post. The point of this is to comment on her post, support her post. And also, when you comment on someone's post, other people in that might also see it. And I'm also reading some of what other people are saying, and I can follow them right here if I'm not following them already. So also, like, I love these pictures of her. I guess this is one big image. I'm wondering if she had AI put it together, but maybe not. Does they look like real images? And I'll just say there is nothing worse than being ghosted. I tend to think that I missed the mark somewhere before then. I mean, that's pretty obvious. And I try to figure out what I did to make them less, what I did or didn't do to make them ghost. Let's see. And then I try to do better the next time. For me, when people ghost, then I usually don't chase them. I feel like I probably, I don't chase them. I don't really do any follow up, though, truthfully. Don't really do follow up, though. P.S. I read this live on LinkedIn. Smiley face. All right, here we go. Comment 1. Oh, we got some of you commenting here. We've got Susan B 971. Hi, what's up? That's funny. My mom's name is Susan, and her last name her maiden last name started with a B. 971. Best promotion on StreamYard. Okay. Subscribe. Hey, Jaden. Hello. Hi-oh. Hi, Regina. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? I just did that whole thing and I shared the wrong screen. No one told me. So we're going to stop sharing that screen. We're going to share this screen instead. So I just left this comment right here for Alana. And let's just keep moving down my feed. I like to see what the algo is giving me. This is a promoted post. So I'm not that impressed by your 700 paid likes, but LinkedIn does like when you comment on their ads. So I might read it and see what she's talking about here. The playbook I use to see trends early, my unfair advantage going into 2026. I've led top brand campaigns with some of the coolest companies, and right now I'm deep in planning mode for what's next. A huge focus for me is spotting where trends actually start. Okay, so she's talking about Reddit for business, and she might be wanting to promote Reddit. Let's see, who is she with? Okay, I don't know why I thought she was with LinkedIn for whatever reason. That's why Reddit for business is ranking at the top for me right now. I use Reddit too. I'm really curious. Anyone here use Reddit? I'm going to zoom through this. So I'm going to be like, I keep hearing about Reddit for B2B marketing. It's definitely not going anywhere. P.S. I read this post live. Okay, we're going to keep on scrolling down the feed. Sarah Rave, I'm not sure how I know her, but let's read her post. I went from being laughed at for talking to my camera in my bedroom to speaking on a total of 5 stages across the nation this year. Hell yeah, girlfriend. Next to colleagues with 20 plus years more experience than me. I know that's right. For some of the largest global brands, and on a topic that I'm passionate and excited about, all because that girl decided to continue posting. See, I'm with her. Obviously, they fed me her post for a reason. Fun fact about me, my dream has always been to become famous like Taylor Swift, not for the money or adoration, but for the impact. Her music has saved my life more times than I can count, and I wanted to be that person for someone else. But because it felt like such a silly dream, it wasn't one that I shared freely. I mean, I didn't have her talent for music, nor did my parents have 100 million to invest in my career. But what I did have was an iPhone, access to the internet, and an unrelenting desire to create an impact. Fast forward 14 years, and I now have an audience of 3 million plus, many of which I get to meet in person at these events. I know that I have changed millions of lives and will continue to do so, and it's because of my personal brand. In my work, I meet many doctors with a similar dream, even if they haven't admitted it to themselves yet. GPs tired of how little they can change from the inside the system. Blah, blah, blah. This is a long post, but I'm going to go here toward the end and see what she's asking. And because in my opinion, a good post has a question at the end because it kind of prompts the commenter to actually comment. It makes it easier for me, at least. I don't see a question, but let's see how she's ending this. And in 2026, you don't need permission, a publisher, or a stage to start. You just have to be willing to be seen and someone to show you how. That's where I come in. If you're ready to build your personal brand, create your legacy, and be known for making a difference, DM Brand and let's make it happen. Just say, awesome. I love your story and passion. It's so great to see other go-getters out there that won't let anything or anyone stop them. So glad you discovered the power of your personal brand. I should just use Whisper. P.S. I made this comment on LinkedIn Live. I read this post. I should have said read this post on LinkedIn Live. All right, making new friends. Here's Leslie Vanetz. She's in one of my communities, Women Wave. She's an awesome salesperson. I spent a week in studio to narrate an audiobook version of Profit Generating Pipeline. Oh, I have that book right over there. And it drops in 2 weeks. It was super cool. It was a super cool experience, and I'm so excited to share the audiobook with all of you who've been asking for it patiently, waiting for months. I'm going to launch for 48 hours it at a super discounted price as a thank you to everybody that's been waiting. My goal is July 7th. Okay, how cool. So cool. So cool. Congratulations on finishing it. I think it'd be great to hear it read in your voice. P.S. I shared this post and I didn't share it. I read this post. I read this post live on LinkedIn. Here we go. Just coming back in here. If you're here, I'd love to hear from you. What are you all up to today? Let me share this link. Excuse me. Yes, I am literally live right now. It's a little bit slow and laggy. If you're here watching, am I like glitchy? What's the biggest mistake people make when they try to grow through commenting instead of posting? Oh, great question. What's the biggest mistake people make? I wonder why that question didn't come through on StreamYard. It is on LinkedIn, but I can't put it on the screen for whatever reason. But yeah, he basically asked, what's the biggest mistake people make when they try to grow through commenting instead of posting? I think the biggest mistake they make is over relying on AI, and then your comments just sound super robotic. I mean, I definitely use AI for inspiration sometimes, but I like to look at the other people's comments to see also what they're saying, and try to make it more unique from what they're saying. Let's see. I think the mistake might just be only relying on commenting. Like, you shouldn't only rely on any one thing. You should be commenting, you should be posting, all the things. So let's keep it moving. Anyone else have any questions, comments? Just gonna keep sharing my screen here. And let me zoom in a little bit actually for y'all. Here we go. Now we're making it big. Does this help? Let me look at the other screen now. Yeah, that makes it a little more readable. Okay, so we're just scrolling the LinkedIn feed. Here's the next post. Last summer, companies were paying $50,000. This is another promoted post. So you can see, last summer, companies were paying $50,000 for polished AI video ads. So in response, I launched the first AI video editor learning course teaching our contractors how to make polished videos. We hired a PhD to run a community of 10 video editors that we paid a salary and covered their AI credits for 2 months. Have those editors still work for our customers, and AI video editors have become one of our most popular roles we hire for. If you want polished AI videos for ads, content, or other creative for your company, like the one we have here, leave a comment. I'm like, how cool. That's so cool. I love the story behind how you got it started. And say, P.S. I read this post live on LinkedIn. Ruth Milligan. Last night we tried something basic. Invite friends to meet friends. No agenda except to grow your network. Thanks to Andrea Brown O'Carroll and Alicia Odie for being generous collaborators and hosting us. Oh, wow, this is just a post full of like tags. But when people go to events, it's just one of those things. And it looks like I'm seeing Ilaria in here, which reminds me I need to follow up with Fortuna Bank. Fortuna Bank is the first woman-owned, I might be saying that wrong, like woman-started, woman-founded bank. And so I'm actually going to start using their bank. And to everyone who believed it was worth their time, thank you for coming and sharing your interest and creating a broader ecosystem for women to thrive in Columbus. So I live in the Columbus area. This is right up my alley. Something special happening. Thankful to be included. Such a thoughtful, intentional event. Okay, yeah, I don't really know what to say to this one. Thank you for bringing us together. I'd love to join the next one in that yellow dress. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, sometimes I'm like, I don't really know. Like, okay, you had an event and you're like just telling us about it. So what do I say to that? But I want to say something because I want to support you. So let's just think about what we said. Like, this looks like an incredible event. See, I'm always glad to see spaces like this for women in Columbus area. Would love to join the next one. P.S. This post was read on my LinkedIn Live. People just be like, what? If anything, I think it just makes them curious. All those comments. Zach Roberts, he's a pretty awesome marketer. I'm getting some messages on another screen. I'll ignore those for now. 9:06 a.m. this morning. Every year, moms and I wish each other Happy Father's Day. A runaway joke I laugh about now. Absence doesn't make the heart grow fonder. Like, for real, whoever said that didn't have an absentee father. Who shows up for your school lunches? You're always excited to see until he doesn't show up again. Absence shows who chooses to stay. Even if I didn't like the feeling until my early 20s, it showed who helped me up while others walked around. We laughed about Father's Day every year, You might see the subtle irony. I see it now. While any man can be a father, anyone can step up and play that role. After a few minutes, I see the memories down. She still plays that role. How did I grow up so fortunate? And who still leaves voicemails in 2026? Oh, okay. My father figure isn't my biological dad, so I very much agree with your logic, and people can step up and fill that space. Sending positive vibes your way. I'm missing my father figure today, even when my biological dad is still technically alive. We haven't spoken in years. Yeah, I don't know what to say. How did I grow up so fortunate? So he's saying his mom left the voicemail? Maybe I'm just a little 51 voicemails. Holy 51 voicemails. Anyway. Yeah, I struggle with what to say on these posts sometimes because, like, you just want to think through something thoughtful to say on a Father's Day post of someone who basically had an absentee father. And he's talking up his mom, so I do like that. Every year, moms and I wish each other happy Father's Day, a runaway joke I laugh about now. Absence doesn't make the heart grow fonder. Like, for real, who said that didn't have an absentee father? Like, that's a pretty, he's being vulnerable there, and I appreciate vulnerability on social media. So yeah, I want to recognize his post. I want to say something to him, but I want it to be thoughtful, and I want it to be something that doesn't get read the wrong way. So let's just say, the older I get, the more I realize that I'm going to say something about showing up. More I realize that parenting is about showing up and being present. Period. It sounds like your mom did/does that in a very big way. P.S. I came across this post while scrolling the feed live on LinkedIn. Scott Woody, if you know me, you know I mostly stay on message, but sometimes it gets a little off-piste. Fortunately, I got to go off-piste with a couple of pricing experts. We riffed on the future of payments and pricing in a world of agent-led growth. Okay, this word, like, I might have to Google that, like, piste? Am I saying that right? Is a marked trail or path down a mountain used for winter sports like skiing or snowboarding? Hopefully your audience is going to know that word and you're like targeting some skiers and some snowboarders. Fortunately, I got to go off-piste with a couple of pricing experts. We riffed on the future of payments and pricing in a world of agent-led growth. How do you price when agents are the product? What about when agents are the buyer? We dive into these questions and a whole host of interesting ideas on Mostly Growth. Okay. Just say, I'm a little embarrassed to admit that I had to Google the word piste. P.S. I came across this post while scrolling the feed live on LinkedIn. All right. I wonder how many comments I've made so far. So yeah, I'm just going to keep scrolling and scrolling. Let's see. Actually, maybe I should go up to my notifications. Sometimes your notifications will tell you, like, if you've rang people's bells, like who posted that you follow. So yeah, there's the comment that didn't show up. I usually like Andrew Gajecki. I don't know how to say his last name, but it is a Polish last name for sure. Founding, growing, and selling a new business has been one of the greatest joys of my life. Okay, in this episode. Okay, so it's an episode of Minecraft libraries and a successful exit. Nice. Okay. Erica Rankin. What you see online is rarely the truth. In 2018, I looked my best, competing in bodybuilding, but had bulimia and lost my period for over a year. In 2019, I traveled across Southeast Asia, but was battling eating disorders and was binge eating to escape it, to the point of blacking out. In 2022, I was blowing up on social media, but was abusing prescription drugs and not sleeping. In 2023, my business looked like a success, but my mental health was the worst it had ever been. In 2024, I won an award right after I filed for bankruptcy. In 2025, I was traveling and living my best life, but never felt more lost. Stop comparing yourself to someone else's success. The internet is not reality. What you see, won an award. Reality, just filed for bankruptcy. Ugh. It's so true. You are shedding so much light on what is real, period. People only post the good moments. And if you compare yourself to those good moments, well, I don't want to say if. People only post the good moments. You're being vulnerable and sharing your realness. And that's more authentic. P.S. I came across this post came across this post while scrolling my feed on LinkedIn. Okay. I think I've made enough posts. What do you guys think? Or I made enough comments. Who are these people? Alex Morgan? I don't know if I know you, but we have 250 mutual friends. Mambition podcast, where motherhood and ambition coexist, accepting clients, making work for ambitious mother. Okay. Wow. 20,000 followers. Let's go. Who's this other guy? YouTube clients, founder at YouTube to Clients. Daniel Robinsky, scaling consultants with YouTube organic funnels. He's from South Africa. Okay. Yeah, I'm a video person, so we'll accept the video people. Zach, what's Zach up to these days? See what his post is about. Every trade show teaches the same lesson in a slightly different way. Opportunity is rarely the problem. Execution usually is. After decades of attending events around the world, I remain convinced that most companies already have more intentional opportunities than they realize. What they often lack is a system for finding it, a system for measuring distributor performance. Yes. It's so true, Zach. The system is often missing. Yes, I came across your post while scrolling the feed live on LinkedIn. Oh, Justin Welsh, he's one of my faves. For 16 years, I chased the wrong stuff. Bigger title, bigger number, the next rung. I thought if I climbed high enough, I'd finally feel like I made it. I hit the title, I hit the number. I felt nothing except tired. So I walked away at 37 and rebuilt around a much shorter list. Stay healthy, earn enough, do work that helps people, be around people I love, see the world while I still can. That's it. That's the entire list. The strange part is that once I got clear on the short list, the business got easier too. That one person company crossed 15 million, not from grinding harder. I just stopped chasing BS. I spent the last year going back through everything to find what actually moved the needle. 250 plus essays, hours of voice notes, 10 interviews with successful friends. It became a 30-page field manual on how I built a $15 million business without wrecking my life. Nice. That's the way. Design the business around your life. Yes, I came across this post while scrolling the feed live on LinkedIn. All right. So I think that's probably enough commenting for now. I need to go work on a marketing strategy for a client. But that is my post and my comments all knocked out. Thank you, everyone who listened in. This has been a lot of fun. It looks like I am getting some responses now to some of those comments that I've been leaving, but I will save those for another live. I hope everyone has a great Monday.